The essence of Chipeta trading is being of service, using the proceeds from the sales of historic indigenous wearable art to fund indigenous scholarships, nonprofit and social justice programs. It's a way of giving back. We specialize in pieces from the 1880s to the 1940s, and we teach appreciation, respect, and tradition for this amazing genre of collectible art. We let somebody know what it's like to actually touch and feel a piece of history and to wear a piece of history. That's the Chipeta Experience.
Wearing something that's historic is just like, wow, I'm so honored that I get to carry this piece now, and it's my responsibility to take care of it until it's my turn to pass on that responsibility.
The jewelry speaks for itself. The weight, the wear and tear of the leather, the string that holds the necklaces together, the silver itself. It's aged really well.
Being Dene, when we have new pieces, we make sure that all of the past, all of the history, all of the, whether they're happy memories, sad memories, that they don't follow along, but the story is passed along.
We want to create a community of storytellers to share stories, both good and bad, of both trauma and of joy, so that we can then build bridges of understanding between the indigenous world and those of us who become the keepers of the people's belongings.
I strongly believe that these pieces do find their own homes and their own keepers.
The first time I came into the gallery, it was like being transported to another world. And one of the things that I hadn't anticipated was Don really showing me the different tools, telling me the origin, the backstory of the pieces. And I kind of felt like he was opening a door to a world that I had no familiarity with and allowed me to enter. It's like a history lesson. What was going on at the time? What was the trading like? What were people that were developing these tools? What was their life like? I felt really connected to the pieces, and people will come and say, what is it? I haven't ever seen a piece like that. People want to touch it. People want to wear it and feel it. And I'm really excited about the opportunity to pass this down to my kids.
My work with Chipeta Trading involves working side by side with Don and making sure that the stories are told appropriately in the best way that I know how as a cultural guide. I'm able to share my culture, my language, my experiences and my stories, the history of my people. We're here building that community, building that love between all people, all cultures, all colors, all tribes. And with this, I hope that we can move forward in the best way. These historical pieces, they have traveled for many decades, some even over a century. I'm so grateful that I have this opportunity and this platform with Chipeta Trading to share my stories.
One of the joys of the Chipeta project is our funding for Native scholarships to Native students. I'm proud and humbled to say that we have students across the country in law school, medical school. We have master's, bachelor's, and trade school students that are all trying to make a difference in their communities.
With the Navajo people, especially nowadays, if you go out to the reservation, that is probably one of the only places that you could see the Milky Way in the United States. Being able just to look up and see thousands and thousands of stars, that was one of my first hooks that pulled me into wanting to pursue what I'm pursuing now. Astrophysics and the telescopes that we make and that we put out into space and the images that they capture of far-off galaxies. Chipeta allowed me to find that feeling of security, knowing that I can pay for school first and foremost, pay for my bills, pay for my housing. It allows me to feel at ease.
I am a Chipeta 2023-2024 Master's Scholar. I'm currently in my master's program at UNM. My degree is in speech pathology. I'm trying to mend a gap within the medical system of traditional practices meeting with Western practices of medicine. A lot of Native American patients, that medical setting it's a little bit scary. There's that wall that's put up by someone who's Indigenous because they're like, I don't know you. So my thesis is just interviewing Native American people that work with speech pathologists. We need to figure out how to create this bridge between you and me to build a relationship before treatment starts. With Chipita, I feel like I have this huge team behind me. It feels like I'm on a basketball court and they're all just watching me on the side and just not letting me give up. I'll trip and fall and we'll have a few laughs and I'll just get right back up and they're just like, you can't stop.
I believe one of the greatest experiences that I've had since we started the Chipita community was to be involved in so many of the families that have taken us into their hearts, into their homes, into their families.
Don knows everything about my family. Yeah, we adopted him. He's there forever now.
We're born with nothing and we pass with nothing. And in between, we are simply curators and keepers. And perhaps the one thing that as humans we can do is to leave a footprint and to leave a legacy, and maybe we can touch someone along the way and be touched. And if that happens, it's truly a life fulfilled.